Good morning and welcome to a day in my life. Hello, I am finally ready to start talking. Anybody else feel this way where it's like you're not ready to start having conversation until a certain point in the morning, until a certain amount of coffee? It's just I needed some time of peace and quiet and just getting through my normal morning routine, but I brought you along and I hope that you got some value out of that. I used to try and squeeze in a workout in the morning as well, especially when we first came down here. So if you're new here or you don't remember, I actually really live in New York City, but with everything going on, I am actually down in Texas at my parents' house on the coast. So I am trying to figure out my new routine while I'm down here. I did a day in the life at the very, very beginning of all of this back in March. If you want to go check that out, it was probably very similar, but also very different because I'm in a different location and it's like 3 or 4 months later. So I thought I would do another one and just show you how things have either stayed the same or how they've changed. Anyways, I used to try and squeeze in a workout in the mornings because I do like working out in the mornings. I like getting it over with. I like just that feeling of getting it done in the morning, and then I shower and I'm ready for work. When I don't work out in the mornings, I have this weird, like, do I shower before work? Because sometimes I feel gross if I don't, but at the same time, if I'm gonna work out after work, I feel like taking 2 showers a day is a waste of time and a waste of water. But since we are in Central Time right now, but I am still working from home for my 9 to 5 corporate job, which is on the East Coast, I need to be like at my desk and ready to go by 8 a.m. Central. Really, especially on Mondays, I try to log in a little bit earlier. That way I can, you know, get through some emails and make sure there's no like pop-up 9 a.m. meeting that I didn't know about, and just kind of like get ready for my week. So in order to get a workout in and have all the time that I wanted for my morning routine, I was having to get up at like 5 or 5:30. And while that's totally doable, and we were even doing that some in New York when we were going to 6 a.m. workout classes at our gym, also found myself staying up later here. And so sleep is super important, and I would rather get a full night's sleep. So what I've been trying to figure out a little bit is, I think a better routine is to get up at 6, and then I have all the time I need for my morning routine and to get ready and work at 8, and then try and work out as soon as I'm done with work. Because if everything goes smoothly and work isn't crazy busy, I could be done at 4 p.m. Central, and then I can work out at 4 and still have my whole evening after that. So that's kind of the plan we're going with today. So I'm enjoying the rest of my coffee and this beautiful view, and I'm about to go inside. I need to set up my workstation since it's a Monday. I put all my work stuff away over the weekend, my laptop, my monitor, all that kind of stuff. So I need to pull all that out and get that set up. I need to have some breakfast. Yesterday Sam was going on about making an omelet, so I'm gonna go see if he still wants to do that. I need to make the bed and then probably change my clothes. That's the other thing I haven't quite figured out. If I don't work out in the morning, I feel kind of silly putting on a new set of clothes, but at the same time, like it feels like a transition from being in my pajamas to like sitting down and working. So I probably will change. So this is my workstation. So I've got a second monitor that my dad already had down here, so I didn't have to bring mine from New York. I have a whole separate mouse pad and mouse for my work computer compared to my personal computer. The mouse pads I actually got as a pair, like a 2-for-1 on Amazon, which I like, but having 2 separate mouses is the most important. I got my chapstick. I started bringing a coaster over here for my water because sometimes when I first fill it up, it gets everywhere. My laptop, my work planner, and then I use a mild liner to mark out meetings, and the Sharpie S Gel, which is like my new favorite pen. All right, checking in with my daily planner. This is my Plum Paper Coil Daily. I love this thing. I'm using a different pen today than I have been. This is the Sharpie pen. I had a few recommendations to try this, so I'm trying it out this week. So I finished my morning routine. I did my morning pages, my best today guide. I kicked off the video and I set up my workstation. Normally I would also like to go ahead and check off that I finished one of my cups of water, but I haven't done that yet. So Sam is awake, but he's still kind of laying in bed. So I'm gonna go ahead and get logged into my computer, get my planner set up, and get like my work day situated. And then when he gets out of bed, then we'll have breakfast and I'll change and make the bed and all that stuff. One of the things I always try to do before I head downstairs after I make the bed is make sure that my nightstand is ready for the evening. So make sure that my best today guide has made it back upstairs, and then I have my book. Sometimes I end up throwing my book on the floor instead of setting it nicely on the nightstand, so I've got that all set up. And then the last thing that I do in this room is I open up the curtains. This is where Sam usually works, so I like to make sure that he's getting some natural light too. Also, one last thing, if I am planning to rewear my pajamas, these were clean last night, so I'll wear them for another night or two. I tuck them behind my pillow. Anybody else do that? That's like what my parents taught me when I was little. Make my bed and tuck my pajamas behind my pillow. What you making?
Omelet.
With what?
Spinach, red onions, ham, and cheese.
It smells amazing. Cup number 2. All right, it is 11 o'clock, so it's about time that I take my lunch since it's 12 o'clock Eastern. If I don't have a 1 o'clock meeting, sometimes I'll just keep working and then actually take my lunch at 12 o'clock Central, but I have a 1 o'clock meeting that I have to, 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central. Trust me, the time changes get super confusing that I need to be back at my desk for. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my hour lunch starting now. I'm not that hungry though. I mean, we ate breakfast a little bit later and it's 11 a.m. and so I'm not hungry. So I think I'm just gonna grab a snack and then sit down to work on the things that I wanna work on. So I am debating either a protein shake, because that's easy and I can just grab that, or cottage cheese and peaches, because that's like one of my other favorite snacks. And I decided to make it easy on myself and I just bought the pre-cut little things of peaches. Sometimes I will buy like the can of peaches, but then of course I have to, you know, open the can. I'm not gonna eat the whole can. And the cottage cheese, same thing, I buy the whole tub. So I have to put this in a bowl, but already having the peaches separated out like this makes things so much easier. So back at the very beginning of the year, I was doing Weight Watchers, and so I was tracking everything. And so I would have gotten out a measuring cup and actually tracked the amount of cottage cheese that I was putting in the bowl. But to be honest, at this point in stay at home, COVID life, whatever you want to call it at this point, I am not measuring things out. So I'm just gonna scoop a couple of spoonfuls of cottage cheese, the amount that I know that goes well with this amount of peaches. And then I'm going to drain the juice out and then just dump the peaches in there. And there we have a perfect little protein-filled snack. I also try to make sure that I sit at a separate spot at the table when I'm doing something during lunch. So I'm actually like taking myself away from my work laptop, sitting at my personal laptop and doing whatever I'm gonna be doing, enjoying my snack or my lunch or whatever. So the first thing I'm gonna do is prep the Plan With Me for Wednesday. I've been trying to be good about getting my YouTube videos up far enough in advance so that I'm not stressed about it. So it's all uploaded onto YouTube. I just need to do the description box and the thumbnail and all of the end screen and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm gonna get through some of my emails. I checked email a little bit yesterday and responded to some things, so I don't have too many in my inbox, but I need to go through both the Plan with Laken emails and the wedding emails. All right, I can go ahead and check these 2 things off and another glass of water, and it is not quite noon yet, so I can jump to a couple of the things that I have on my to-do list. So the difference between the things that I put here in this to-do list section and over here in this section, there's 2 main reasons. The first one is if it's only gonna take a few minutes, I will just put it over here. So like putting something on my Instagram story, scheduling lattes with Laken, those things just take a few minutes, and so I just put them over here on the side, and they can happen whenever throughout the day when I find a few minutes to do it. The other major reason, really the main reason, is these are the things that like I for sure wanna get done and have scheduled in my calendar. These are other things that I would be nice to get done today if I find time for them, but if they don't happen today, it's okay. Like it's not the end of the world. So like I need to put the suitcase back up in the attic. That's been on my list for days. I need to organize some of the Austin stuff. I wanna print out like some sheets for Sam and I to mark our thoughts on. I did that with the venue tours and it was super helpful. And then something else for one of my online classes. Again, if I can get to those things around the rest of this, that would be great, but these are the major things. All right, I can check off a couple more things and then it's time to get back to work. This is like my all-time favorite Pandora station to listen to while I work, this coffee house covers. And yes, my phone is about to die and I need to go get a charger so I can just plug it in to my laptop. Sometimes I keep a portable charger charged and I'll use that, but sometimes I just grab the USB cord and plug it into my laptop. So I don't want to keep my glasses on because then you can't really see my eyes, but then also when I put them on the top of my head, I have marks on my face. So that's just where we're at. I just needed to come sit outside for a few minutes. I have been on calls for the last 3 hours, and I just got a call scheduled for 5 p.m. Eastern or 4 p.m. Central, when normally that's when I'm trying to like check emails and wrap up my day, and I just got a call scheduled. So I just decided I needed a few minutes to come sit outside. I should have brought my water. I just filled up for my 4th cup of the day, and I just needed some fresh air and some time away from my screen and my chair. That's one thing about working from here that I don't love, is that the chair is super uncomfortable. In New York, I had just gotten a brand new chair when we started working from home, and I was loving it. I was loving my new chair. Down here, there's just not any comfortable chair options to sit in. So I'm just gonna sit out here for a few minutes and relax and take a break. All right, so I came back to my desk. I powered through and caught up on all my emails and everything that I had to get done today, and I have about 10 minutes until my call starts. And what I'm gonna do is go change into my workout clothes, because I want to do just even a quick 30-minute workout when I'm done working. And I know that if I go ahead and change now before I get on this call, I'll be so much more motivated after I'm done. So I realized that this chapstick that I got in my FabFitFun box that I'm obsessed with actually has a tint to it. And I've been putting it on all day and realized that it has a total, like, it has a tint to it. But I mean, I kind of like it. I don't mind a chapstick with a tint, especially when I'm leaving the house. It's a nice, like, it gives my face a little bit of color without it being like an actual lipstick. But when I'm like gonna work out, it looks a little bit funny. But anyways, I am about to hop on my friend the spin bike. My parents actually ordered that bike way back when everything first started, and they were spending a lot of time at home, working out at home, and it took forever to get here, forever. So this is the first time that I'm actually hopping on it. I'm going to do, it's not a Peloton, it's a Schwinn bike, but I am going to do a workout on the Peloton app on my phone, because it's just a spin bike. So I'm gonna pull up the Peloton app and do a class. I think my goal is just to do like a 30, maybe even a 20-minute ride, because then I also want to do like a 5 or 10-minute arm. And I want to do like 30 minutes total. So I think I'm gonna do a 20-minute ride and a 10-minute arms, and then get on with my evening. I had every intention to immediately go take a shower, and I sat down to take my shoes off, and I haven't gotten up for 30 minutes. I've just been sitting here playing on my phone for 30 minutes. And now I like don't feel sweaty and don't feel the need to take a shower, although I mean, I definitely still do, but I think I'm gonna put it off now until like I'm ready to get back into my pajamas, so that I'm like super clean. Like I was gonna shower and put like comfy clothes back on and then change into pajamas. How many times did I change clothes today and I didn't even go anywhere? Anyways, I think I'm gonna go downstairs and finish all the things I wanted to do today, or at least some of them, and then just start cooking dinner and just keep my workout clothes on. And then after we cook dinner, I might squeeze in a bubble bath, because Sam said he has some extra work to do tonight. And as much as I'm ready to sit on the couch in front of the TV and relax, especially because we started watching a new show that I'm really pumped about, if he's gonna work, there's no rush to the TV, and that might result in a bubble bath. Number 5. All right, checking in with my planner. So I did my post-work routine. Really, it's not much down here. It's just closing my laptop and kind of setting all my stuff in a nice pile on the desk. When we were back in New York, it also usually included lighting a candle and like turning some music on. I don't do that down here. I didn't bring any candles, so that's part of that. So really, it's just kind of tidying up my workspace. Up here, the suitcase, I'm not gonna deal with. I am just gonna push that off. I'm not gonna deal with that until I go to pack, which you'll see I'm also pushing off. So Austin stuff, I'm also gonna push this off, because I'm not gonna deal with it. Coming down into the evening, I did the spin class. And like I said, I'm gonna give myself a check in the pack, but that's just because I made a packing list. So I went ahead and just brain dumped all the things I knew I needed to pack. And I laid out our clothes for the pictures, but I'm not actually gonna do any additional packing until later in the week. I need to do one more load of laundry. And then I finished another glass of water, and I did 2 of my Apple Watch rings. The only one I have left is stand, but I was kind of lazy today during work and didn't get up, so I don't know that I'm ever gonna get that last check, but that's okay. So what I have left to do, I want to empty out the dishwasher, because the dishwasher is clean before I start cleaning, and I wanna do some work on the Plan with Laken community coming soon. So while I was putting the dishes away, I listened to a podcast. That's typically when I try to catch up on my podcast. I'm very behind because I also used to do it when I was commuting, and I'm not commuting anymore. And I've added more podcasts to my list, but when I'm doing like cooking or housework, that's like when I listen to podcasts. And I was listening to one, and there was a quote that I really loved in it. And it was that we judge ourselves based on our intentions, but we judge others based on their behaviors. And I just think that's so interesting that on ourselves, we need to consider what our actions are doing besides just our intention. You think, well, I have a good intention, so it must be a good thing that I'm doing. That's not always true. And then vice versa for other people. You never know what their intentions are. And it's not to say that you can't correct somebody or, you know, give them feedback or not approve of their actions, even if their intentions weren't negative. But at the same time, you need to take a minute and understand people's intentions before you judge them for something. I just thought that that was really interesting. So Sam is cooking dinner. We are having chickpea tacos. It smells
Chickpea tinga tacos.
chickpea tinga tacos. It smells delicious.
It's vegetarian.
It is vegetarian. So this is a HelloFresh meal, and typically what I'll do is I will add a vegetable to the meal and then expand it so we have leftovers for lunch, and because some of them are pretty high in calories. But because we're going out of town later this week, we're just gonna eat this one as is instead of expanding it because we have plenty of leftovers that we're trying to get through anyways. There's so many steps to building these tacos. All right, I can check off my last cup of water and that I did all of the stuff I wanted to do for the community. So all I have left is really to just set up tomorrow in my planner and then maybe get my last Apple Watch goal, but I doubt it. All right, it is bathtub time. Also, I've cleaned this bath multiple times and it still has those markings. I think that they're like part of the marble and supposed to be like that, but it kind of drives me crazy because I always think that it's dirty. But I am gonna turn on the water and add some bubbles. And I've got my water. I figured it's a Monday, so I'm gonna stick with water instead of grabbing a glass of wine. I've got my book, and this sounds super silly, but I'm gonna take my phone and put it over here where I cannot reach it, because then I will have a complete phone-free bath when it's out of my reach. All right, back in my pajamas. When I am on my game, I try to wash my face and put on my nighttime moisturizer and brush and floss my teeth before we like cuddle up on the couch to watch anything, because I get so sleepy so quickly, especially on the couch. So I'm much better off if I do it before. So we started watching this new show yesterday called Snowpiercer. It's not on like a streaming service. We're just watching it through my parents' cable. It was on TNT, so you have to, I think, have cable in order to watch this, but it's on demand if you have cable. And we started it yesterday, and we binged like 4 or 5 episodes. 5. It's awesome. So it has Daveed Diggs, so if you're a Hamilton fan, we get to watch more of him, which is always incredible. And it's really good. It's like a dystopian story meets like a crime show, which are both things that I absolutely love. So here we go. All right, it is a little bit later than I had planned to go to bed, but that is all right. So I'm gonna set an alarm. I'm gonna set it for 6:30 tomorrow. And then I leave my phone and my watch both out in the hallway overnight. I should have grabbed my headphones to plug them in, but I forgot.
Last couple things here in the bathroom, I put on this lip sleeping mask that I'm obsessed with, and then I will put this drying lotion on a couple of the spots on my face that are clearly breaking out, and then I will brush out my hair. And now I'm gonna end the day with some reading in bed. This is a habit that I've been working on basically all year, and being down here in Texas in a room that has no television, it makes it so much easier to stick to. So that is gonna be the end of my day and the end of this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you so much for watching.